And you probably heard of Judge Garland, who is actually has a pretty good record. Nobody's complaining about him. He's a very good justice. He's a Chief Justice of the U.S. Court of Appeals, the D.C. Circuit. He's got an impeccable resume.
Attorney General Merrick Garland today ordered the FBI and U.S. attorneys' offices to investigate the supposed rise in threats against school board officials. Now, this comes just a few days after the National School Board Association asked the Biden administration to use the Patriot Act against parents, claiming that some of the threats that they're getting are equivalent to a form of domestic terrorism.
And you probably heard of Judge Garland, who is actually has a pretty good record. Nobody's complaining about him.
New emails reveal that the National School Boards Association was in contact with the White House for weeks leading up to their letter describing parents as domestic terrorists.
And you probably heard of Judge Garland, who is actually has a pretty good record. Nobody's complaining about him.
3 weeks ago, the National School Board Association writes President Biden asking him to involve the FBI in local school board matters. 5 days later, the Attorney General of the United States does just that, does exactly what a political organization asked to be done. 5 days.
And you probably heard of Judge Garland, who is actually has a pretty good record. Nobody's complaining about him. I promise you, if you hear it from my lips, it will be truthful.